process of using technology-driven data to assess, analyze, predict, and influence outcomes. In healthcare, easier and faster screening, more minimal invasive treatment procedures, remote monitoring, and support for the chronically ill. So this is how it connects. If you have an aging population, and many older persons don't want to live with their children, they prefer to live in their own circumstances, their own homes. The children are going to be worried that they are on their own. The technology exists to provide constant monitoring and a response that could be remote. And the truth is, that is the future. That is where the process is going. We will not be left behind. This government will lead the artificial intelligence in an ethical way to support the trends in the future of our country. I'm announcing today, therefore, Mr. Speaker, an AI Tech Council of Experts, chaired by Dr. Ruben Pillay, Professor and Assistant Dean of the School of Medicine and Health Innovations at the University of Alabama in the US, to examine the trends and recommend new systems using AI technology to address the following areas. And these are the areas that we have come up with because we have spent some time preparing terms of reference, Mr. Speaker. Cross-border treatment support, including with radiology services. Lifestyle-linked medical profile predictability. In other words, you can actually be screened and a projection made as to what disease you're vulnerable for in the future. That's how advanced technology is. Community-based screening, we're doing that now, but you have to go to 4 different stations to get 10 more minutes and I'm finished. Thank you. 5 more. 5. Yeah, 5.
Member, you have 5 minutes to wrap up. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Lifestyle-linked medical profile predictability, home care for the chronically ill or older population, ongoing monitoring and assessment, and any other new trends and practices ethically accepted in healthcare delivery. The AI Tech Council of Experts will conduct the necessary applied research and coordination to generate a report aligned to the country's 10-year strategic plan to integrate AI technology in our health services delivery. We have asked them to work for a year with a secretariat out of the Office of the Ministry of Health. It involves a number of persons on that committee, which includes University of the West Indies, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and as I outlined, the chairman and a few others outside of Jamaica. So it'll be virtual meetings, and I'm hoping in a year we'll have a gathering, a one-day gathering in Jamaica, bring stakeholders in, discuss the findings, and hopefully integrate into policy over time. The future of healthcare, Mr. Speaker, is with AI tech, and this government will get it done, which is why we must stay the course. Mr. Speaker, after 9 years as health minister under this Andrew Holness-led administration, I'm proud of the team that has led this country through a series of crises while still building out our health infrastructure like no other administration before. Reviewing and reforming for better policies while preparing for the future challenges of healthcare. Just think of it. We managed the tail end of the Zika virus, then Chick-V, 1 year of a dengue outbreak, then the dreaded COVID-19 pandemic, and the collapse of the long-neglected Cornwall Regional Hospital. And we are living to tell the tale. In all of this, we have remained steadfast, not panicking or surrendering by demonstrating strong and decisive leadership. While confronting these challenges, Mr. Speaker, we have embarked on the largest infrastructure upgrade of hospitals and health centers and policies, have clearly outlined the way forward for primary healthcare reform and secondary healthcare reform, adding more services than any other time, more doctors and more nurses. We have started to digitize our health system, a first in the Caribbean region for better patient care and management. We have fixed more health centers than any time before. We have promoted wellness as a lifestyle concept that encourages rest, relaxation, humor, and happiness. In all this, we have eased the burden of thousands and thousands of Jamaicans. This government has approached the health portfolio with a team in a way that's constructive and productive. Over the last year, Mr. Speaker, 4,274 Jamaicans benefited from Second Chance Smiles. 119,000 Jamaicans received prosthetic limbs for New Limb, New Life. 756,000 received free or subsidized drugs from the National Health Fund. 289,000 got free screening tests on the Know Your Numbers. 1.9 million went to health centers and got served. 1.15 to hospitals, and 63,000 from life-saving surgeries. And we will continue to build out over the next term to bring some 450 more beds, 27 new operating theaters, more diagnostic equipment through leasing programs, more drugs from the NHF, more opportunities for training and development and benefits to the health team. I agree in conclusion, Mr. Speaker and colleagues, that we're not perfect. And there's always going to be a margin of error. It's a work in progress. We are not where we want to be, but we are making good progress, and Jamaicans are better and benefiting more today from public health services than any time before, and certainly up in 2015. So much done, so much more to do. Let's stay the course. We must stay the course. God bless Jamaica. Land we love. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show, Caribbean Radio HD. Good evening to all the people at Caribbean Radio. Thank you, DJ Junior. Yeah, man, for handing over, enough respect. And of course, all the people in the chat room at Portland Spice TV. We invite you, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel. It's PortlandSpice TV at YouTube. We invite you to subscribe, like, share, click the notification bell, and of course, ensure that whenever time we are on, you're on. So this evening, there are a lot of things to look at. Lots of stuff happening in Jamaica. And of course, election is around the corner. All kind of things are going. All kind of things. Hold on. I realize we don't finish filling the plug board. So, Jamaica land we love. Everybody is still wondering when is going to be election 2025. We here at Caribbean Radio HD, we have looked at a lot of the seats, and we expect more polls to be coming out shortly. So the wonders and the ponders are happening. I want to also remind you that we did a road tour yesterday from Harborview into Port Antonio. So for people who've been listening to us talk about the road from Harborview into Port Antonio, that new, and it's not new. There's one part of it that is new, but most of it is road rehabilitation because it's the exact alignment. And when you look at some of it, don't even look good. So the road tour yesterday is on Portland Spice TV at YouTube. So you can go on YouTube, type in the road tour, Portland Spice TV, and you would see yesterday. It's about, well, it's two different clips. One, each of them is over an hour long because we basically just drove along, run the video, and you can see aspects of the road that have to be redone. Whole heap they had to dig up back after it was finished. They had to go back and dig up some of the walls that went in Hurricane Beryl and they had to replace them. We stopped at the urban center as well. We look at that. We look at the town of Port Morant, sorry. That little town of Port Morant. We looked at it and what we saw was very worrying. But we spoke to some people, and some of the people, they are having hope of the plans that they are putting in place will help to alleviate the flooding that normally happens in Port Morant. So that's St. Thomas. And we came right down to Portland. So if you have not seen the road tour, check out Portland Spice TV at YouTube, and you can see that road tour that we did yesterday from Harborview into Portland. So before we made the introduction, we were listening to Dr. Christopher Tufton, the Minister of Health, giving his presentation in the sectorial debate. And he told us that is just a little over $9 billion that have already been spent on Cornwall Regional. He said the 20 billion not spent yet. But that's what they are budgeting for. But if it's even 9.3 billion, remember, the original estimate was $2 billion. So 4 is 100%, 6 is 200%, 8 is 300%, 9 it will be 350. So it's about 358% overrun. Just based on the numbers that Dr. Tufton gave today. And I am saying, in any private sector organization, Dr. Chris Tufton would have lost his job already. An overrun of over 358%. That is untenable. Really untenable. So, a lot of stuff out there. Some we want to touch for you. Whole heap of stuff. And I don't know how many of you remember this. Because they said that the lady didn't shake the Prime Minister's hand. Listen to this.
Well, listen, thank you for bringing it to my attention.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Community.
Is this a government of Jamaica tour?
Yes, but not you. You tour with the parish council.
So I am following.
No, you don't follow my tour. I'm not tour with this is not a political tour.
Right, and it's a government, so I want to know what is
Caretaker
happening.
that recognize. Hold on. Caretaker that
I am a
recognize
citizen
constitution.
of Jamaica.
But
I
no
want to know what is happening.
You hear me? Caretakers are not recognized in the Constitution of Jamaica.
I don't know about caretaker. I'm a citizen of this country,
Well,
and I have interest in this
keep your interest
area.
to yourself
No,
and your yard.
no,
Don't
may
come
I
on my
share my
tour.
interest?
Don't come on my tour.
May I share my interest?
I don't need you here.
Eh?
You're with the member of parliament, that's enough.
Well, I am here.
You see the concert with me?
I am here.
Me not tour with concert, tour with the mayor.
I am here.
All right, tour with the mayor.
I am here.
So who invited you?
I am a citizen of this
Only
country.
chink, Daffy and Fly when I'm invited.
Well, guess what? You know who you invite.
Everybody, refer to him as Shaka Fear. Maybe I know him here. You see him and don't even know him here. Well, after one be done with him, you know him here now? Shaka Shame.
So this GLP administration is the most arrogant set of people ever run this country. Now you heard Warmington telling the man, say, Uncle Chink, Flea and Fly go where they are not invited. Now for those of you on Caribbean Radio who don't know, and I think most of you on Portland Spice TV would know, Everard Warmington was talking to yours truly. And me, the rankers they call Chink, Flea and Fly. And then the red one from down at West Portland Say me name Shaka Shame, him no know what me name. But one of this they are going to bust a video for no. You know, I have a lot of material, you know. I have a lot of material to bring to you guys. And I'm going to show you some material. Just make certain to subscribe to Portland Spice TV because we're going to show some of those videos over there. There's also a video trending because you see this corruption thing, yeah? A lot of people taking it for joke. And there's no joke. Lot of people taking this corruption thing for joke. And there's no joke. For those of you who missed Saturday morning, I want to give you a little touch of a discussion I had with senior attorney at law, Bert Samuels. Listen this. Ice TV. Senior attorney at law, Bert Samuels. Mr. Samuels, morning.
Good morning. You're on our television?
Yeah, man. We have television and we have radio.
Okay, good, man.
Yes.
Congrats. How long now you're television?
We have always been television as well, though. Always.
Okay, good, man.
Yes, man.
Good.
Welcome to the show, Bert.
Yeah,
as I said, I want to talk to you this morning.
And
hold on. Before I play anymore, let me just explain to all of you that Bert Samuels now take no side. Bert Samuels is just dealing with the principles and the laws, governance, and something about the Constitution and our country is supposed to be run. Bert, what is referred to as a banana republic? When people say you're running the country like a banana republic, what do you mean?
What it means that there is no democracy. It's not. The banana republic are usually run by dictators who are not accountable to the people. It's a derogatory term used for black countries, so I have to be careful how I accept it. Eh?
Right. Oh, it's just for black countries? I think it's just for countries when I run good.
Yeah, but this banana is grown in our area. Yeah. There are two means. There's a connotation of racism in it.
All right.
But the general principle is that it's a state that does not. It's a failed state.
All right. So we said governance. Explain to us, Bert Samuels, why is it necessary for parliamentarians to submit filings to the Integrity Commission and for the Integrity Commission to certify and for the Prime Minister and the leader of opposition for a summary to be made public? Why are these important?
It's important because not parliamentarians are like public servants. So it's not just parliamentarians. They are servants of the people. And they should show, because they're in such great powers of influence, they're in positions of influence. That influence can cause them to get wealth which is not accounted for. So you give them a contract for $2 billion and you get some money from him. You take it and you go and you lodge it down in a small island or something. And eventually the Integrity Commission says, show me your books. Show me your earnings. Show me your earnings of your spouse. Not just that. You have to show the earnings of your spouse.
Yes.
It's a method of controlling that, and in Jamaican talk, it is that you're not taking a bribe.
Yes.
Plain talk.
So you're not taking no kickback.
Yeah. Because you are in a position where you can get kickback.
Exactly. So you give a man a contract, him give you back a 500 million, or him give you back $1 billion out of it.
Yeah. So it can't go in, and it has to, if you are to accept it, it's going to go in your account, or going to go in a company in which you have shares. So you tell it, but you see, they can get, people who take bribes can get around it, you know. You can say, give the money to John, who is your schoolmate.
Mm-hmm.
So them still can circumvent it, you know. Public servants can circumvent it. But, you know, that is it.
So like when a man lodge money to my account and you can't know who lodged the money, that's a red flag?
More than a red flag. But even if you're not a public servant, the bank has to ask you, Shaka, you lodged $2 million. What's the source of that fund? So even outside the Integrity Commission, the banks are required to KYC, know your client.
Yes. So, now, in a country where you have parliamentarians who are not certified by the Integrity Commission. Does that cause any problem, Bert?
I don't understand certified, that they are not compliant.
So the Integrity Commission, you file to the Integrity Commission, and the Integrity Commission said we cannot certify this filing based on other
that's
issues.
Trouble. That is trouble, because you how do you go out to the people and how do you represent me when your earnings are not certified by a commission that is set out to be done? I wouldn't want you to represent me because you're not circumspect. You're not circumspect. The parliament is not a private institution, you know, because I'm a lawyer. Nobody can come to me and ask me where I get my money from, you know. I mean, yes, if I'm going to bank it, but I'm not a public servant. But once I say I want to be a member of parliament, I take an oath to follow the Constitution of Jamaica, which assumes that I will abide by the rules.
Comes it with...
Stop right there, sir. So you've been listening to Bert Samuels in an interview I did with him Saturday morning, talking about the Integrity Commission. And that interview is also on Portland Spice TV. The full interview is on Portland Spice TV by itself. So you can go and listen to that interview level and straight. I call it almost hectic, but not ethics. Hectic, straight. We don't twist facts around here. Now, somebody call Anne-Marie Vaz to me, because I'm going to have a discussion with Mrs. Anne-Marie Vaz, Member of Parliament for East Portland. I'm going to have a discussion with her. And I've given her the time to call her. Servant David, good evening. Sister Cynthia, Sister Melrose, all in the chat room at Caribbean Radio HD. Mavern, good evening. I want to have a discussion with Anne-Marie Vaz because I saw a tape. I saw a video on social media. And I have some questions for Mrs. Vaz. And it's one of the reasons why on my TikTok page, Shaka Fame at TikTok, I post a video of an interview I did with Isat Buchanan. And I said to Isat that, Arlene, good evening. In the upcoming campaign season, we must have local debates. Every constituency should be having some debates with the candidates. And the video has gone over 30. Let me just check right now and tell you how many views that video has gone. Video of Anne-Marie Vaz. 30,007K. So 30,700 views. There's over 202 comments on the video. And I saw where the labor rights are saying that her work, Anne-Marie Vaz don't need to debate her work, speak for her, and all of them something there. King, good evening. And I am saying to all and sundry, I don't give politicians marks for fixing roads, because roads, water, light, those are the obligations of the government to give you road, water, light, make sure that health care is available, make sure that schooling is available. Those are not gifts from the government. So when a politician do a road in our constituency or in our division, that is nothing extraordinary. So we need to have these debates to hear from the candidates, what is it that they are going to bring forward. But I want to have this discussion with Mrs. Vaz, MP for East Portland. And let me get to the video. Let me get to the video.
You see them lovely sign that call hummingbird and white wing? Not even signs. I'm only talking about the roads. You see them lovely sign that call hummingbird and white wing? Not even signs they had up here. The plan for the signs was still in parish council and not activated until after I came in 2019.
All right, hold on. Come back.
I'm only talking about the roads. You see them lovely sign that call hummingbird and white wing? Not even signs they had up here. The plan for the signs was still in parish council and not activated until after I came in 2019.
All right. So the signs were in parish council until after you came in 2019. The question I want to ask Mrs. Vaz, which government was in power before 2019 from 2016? And who was heading the parish council before 2019 from 2016? So somebody tell Mrs. Vaz that she spoke about the signs in Norwich Heights and she said that they were in the parish council. The parish council was led by who from 2016 and which government was in power from 2016? I'll go in further.
And they had a big tank that they want to crow about. But like everything else, there was a big tank and there was no connection to water. And since I come here, they have water now in Norwich Heights. So it's not literally...
Hold on now. To the tank and the water. I also want to ask Mrs. Vaz how many lengths of pipe she run to Norwich Heights from she come here. You hear the question? She mentioned the big tank that they want to crow about, but no water was in the tank. That is true. There was no water in the tank. So we want to know from her what was the reason for no water being in the tank and what she did to get water in the tank. Because yes, she got water in the tank, but we want her to tell people what she had to do to get water in the tank and the problem that she solved, how long that problem was there, and what was the cost to solve the problem, and how long the problem took to solve to get water in the tank. Because this election is about truth. It's about truth. So this video is about bragging about the road that they pave in Norwich Heights. And I thank them for paving a part of the road in Norwich Heights. Because of all the road in Norwich Heights, I would have given them what they pave is about 20% of the roads in Norwich Heights. Showerman early today. I wish Showerman was so early. Showerman, how you early, sir?
Oh, you mean I'm early, sir?
Wagwan.
I want you to need a pour for never put the water in it.
But you don't know nothing about that in a Showerman. So I beg you leave that alone, because you don't know nothing about that. Because if me tell you the real story about that, you'd be shocked. You'd be shocked.
Now listen, you water. Now listen, come here, get back to you.
You see, when it come to Portland, Showerman,
yeah,
nobody can test me upon that. We know the history. We know what happened. So you see the question them where you hear me ask? Remember this. Me know the answers. But I want the MP to tell the people what she did to put water in the tank. Because a true no water never in the tank.
Yeah.
That is true. But me want to ask her how many lengths of pipe she ran to put water in that tank. How much it costs to put water in that tank. Because we know the answers. We know what happened.
Talk the answer we hear then, no man.
Well, one thing I will tell you, that the people of Norwichites were suffered because of politics. But you will hear, stay tuned. Stay tuned. Sure, man.
Yeah, man.
All right. So I want Mrs. Vaz to come tell me how she get water in the tank. If she running a new pipe to put water in the tank. Because, like I told some people today, truth and justice must come to the top. Justice must come to the top.
This government has done through my unrelenting efforts to get this done. What my pumps minister Vaz say? Performance over propaganda. Action do that.
So she talking about the road in Norwichites. And I am happy for the road in Norwichites. Because me tell you, I have a house in Norwichites too. Me build one of the first house in Norwichites. And I want to remind the people of Norwichites. It is an Operation Pride project. Every road was asphalted. And you hear me say, where them pave where they is about 20% of the road network in Norwichites. So there are still a lot of bad roads up there. Terrible. And all those roads will be fixed under the next PNP administration. But that was a promise from 2019. They suffer the people. And I want to remind the member of parliament, because in the video she said she took the prime minister up there, and that is true. And the prime minister promised the people. Hold on the caller. The prime minister promised the people of Norwichites that if Anne-Marie Vaz became member of parliament, he would fix the main piece of the road for the people. So that promise take 5 years. Coming into election now, them do it. Caller, good evening. Go ahead. Turn off the instrument in your background. Turn off the TV. Hello, good evening.
Brother Bill, how are you, sir?
Long time, man. Where have you been?
Well, but what I do go me live now, brother, up in a Burkina, So
Burkina Faso?
Yeah, that's where I live. So, so I just come home I just come down here on a little sabbatical.
Talk to me.
How you do, bro?
Why, we've been here fighting the good fight.
Yeah, man, I've been tuning in, sometimes little this and little that,
Yes.
Not full some sometimes, but sometimes, engagements,
Yes,
have me another
respect.
way. Yeah?
Respect.
Yeah, even yesterday I was on with you on the road, but when you reach the so-called town center, wherever, you're disconnected.
Oh,
so I only caught up with you now saying that, it is posted. So
yeah, man, it is on the channel.
Yeah, man, a number of matters,
Talk to me.
That have detained me, conversation-wise, yeah? So in my contributions, I don't know that I can pass these matters, because they are so egregious, yeah?
Yes.
And warrants our attention and our focus for a long term. We don't want these matters to be dropped, yeah? We want them to be perennial, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, because they are really critical to our today and our tomorrow. No, I just heard you broadcasting. Before I go there, I've just heard a newscast, if I could call it that, a breaking news about three IC submission to the parliament. You heard about it?
No, I didn't get that.
Yeah, man.
I
definitely.
just
Yeah, man.
What you say? I
Just
see
heard it.
3 submissions
Yeah,
to the parliament.
sent 3 submissions to the parliament today. But I'm sure that I don't know. I'm not going to prejudge it. So just to know that I see sent something on there. So you can see if anything comes through, because between you and the other things doing. Yeah,
man.
No.
Talk to me. I'll check in the meantime if I see anything.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one.
Here,
Hold on. Here's
uh,
one.
mm-hmm,
For immediate release, the Integrity
mm-hmm.
Commission submit 3 investigation report and indicate ruling to the
Indicative
Parliament
ruling.
for
Mm-hmm.
tabling June 10. In keeping with the previous made commitment, the Integrity Commission wishes to notify the public that it has today submit to the Parliament 3 reports of investigation together with associated indicative ruling from the Commission, Acting Director of Corruption Prosecution. So you're not going to know what is in those. But Parliament is happening now, so I don't know if those are going to be tabled today. Very interesting.
Boy, that would surprise me if they do.
Very,
So, no, as a matter
very
of fact, I would
interesting.
have a different view of them if they did,
But no,
did it today.
but Parliament is going on now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to look if I see the time that they were submitted because I know they normally submit it, and this is so it don't involve Juliet Holness because she's there, the Speaker of the House. Yes. Well, Parliament is going on now. I think Natalie Garvey, she's speaking now, and maybe after. So let's see what is in those.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
All right. Continue.
So I heard Dr. Tufton. Yeah, you previewed something. I don't know where he was, whether it's just Parliament or
he
whatever.
was speaking in the Parliament just a while ago.
Just now.
In his sectorial debate presentation.
But listen to me. This is one of the matters that has detained me. You hear me? Mm-hmm. And Dr. Tufton should not be speaking to Jamaica right now unless he's speaking in the court of law about the unaccounted up to nearly $1 trillion. Yeah, including the Cornwall Regional. So don't want to hear nothing from Dr. Tufton unless he can.
The Auditor General, the Auditor General is auditing Cornwall Regional. I don't remember if she had said when she would be finished, but we know that that audit is going on as we speak.
Yeah, man. So you should never talk in the public square until
as I said,
there's some clearance.
As I said, anybody by his figures today, because today he said in the Parliament is only $9.3 billion have already been spent on Cornwall Regional. That's an overrun of over 358%. In any private business, he would have been fired already.
Yeah, well, I'm not detained by his pronouncements. You know, yeah, I am looking at the 20 whether it is 25 or 24 or 23 or 27. That is where my eyes are. I'm not in a $9 billion with him. And Duncan Bryan and himself must be indicted. Make him come and stand up before the court of law
and defend themselves. Yes.
And defend themselves. That is what should happen. Yeah. And you're talking about in private sector. No, in any uncorrupt. Yeah. I don't even like to use the word democracy, but for what it is, democracy. They would be indicted.
Of course.
They would be indicted. Yeah. But look at this question, Colin. Yeah. I am listening to the debacle with Dennis Strong, right? And the FID, right?
Yes.
And I am going to take a different opinion, you know, but don't castigate me. Just listen to my utterances and then you'll understand, yeah?
All right.
How I speak. I speak.
Lay it on the table, sir.
Watch. Listen to me, man. The man is more than qualified. Brethren, don't answer me. The man is more than qualified for the position that he holds right now. Why? This is a what? Corruptocracy in operation, yeah?
Talk to me.
It is a criminal empire and a criminal enterprise. So, me don't know why I'm not qualified. Yeah? In a criminal empire, yeah, that govern a criminal enterprise, who are the persons qualified to operate in there? Yeah? A person you have confidence and trust in. So, me know the whole heap of things about this man qualification, whether I'm qualified. Yeah, in a criminal enterprise is more than qualified. Argument finished, right?
But mystical, it is a bunch of sarcasm that you lay on the table. And we don't want nobody mistakenly think you are saying that this is above board. You refer to them as a criminal organization.
Yeah.
And
in train right now.
Therefore, it's pure corruption running Jamaica. So you're saying based on the corruption that is going on, he's qualified.
Exactly. Yeah, if it's a criminal organization, everybody that operates in a criminal organization, I mean, is a collaborator and a conspirator of criminality. Yeah. So we don't have no argument about that, brother. You must look.
Go ahead.
It's a criminal enterprise. On the basis of that, you can have all the argument that you want to have, right?
Yes.
All right?
No, hold on. Let me explain something to somebody. And it's two people, Ethic straight, that tell me, say, I know Juliet in the parliament today. Ethic, understand governance. When the Integrity Commission sends a report to the House of Parliament, it is sent to the Speaker, to the Deputy Speaker, and to the what's your name? Well, Miss Lowe is the head of the parliament, the clerk of the house. So it doesn't mean whether Juliet or not is in the house. But how I know now that Juliet is not in the report, she's not a subject of this report, because me suspect Juliet Wellness as one of the 8, I suspect her. And like KD Knight say, every MP on the GLP side who have not come out and said that they are not a part of the illicit 8, we have them as a suspect. So when they sent in the report on Andrew Wellness, Juliet was not on the list of people who they send the report to because it was related to her husband. So the fact that her name is on this, we know say she not in it. So me move one of the suspect. So just understand what me mean when me say Juliet no United. It don't mean say I know a Shia rule today. I never said that. I know that is Eli Clark ruling today. Continue, mystical. Just clearing up that.
So it was sent to whom and whom?
It was sent to the House of Parliament, and the names on it, the Most Honorable Juliet Wellness, Speaker of the House, and it was sent to the President of the Senate, the President of the Senate,
and the clerk of the House.
And the clerk of the House, Colin Lowe, clerk of the House. So what I was explaining to that listener, if Andrew Wellness or Juliet Wellness was a part of this, it would not be sent to Juliet. Juliet name wouldn't be upon it. So if you go back to the one that was sent about Andrew, it was sent to the Deputy Speaker of the House because it really had to do with Juliet's husband.
That's the modus operandi?
Yes. If it relates to her husband, it would be sent to her. And if it relates to she would not, it wouldn't be served to her as either.
Oh, ethical. All right.
Yeah, that's how the line of command goes.
All right. So this alarmingly egregious one now, Colin. Yeah, we spoke about it some weeks ago, and you tried to deter my opinion, really, how I would have exposed the matter, right? No. The incident with that bear out of the wild that stood in the head or the neck on the woman that flipped the woman, yeah? That is a detention for me, brother. Me not pass it, and I don't want it to slide, brother.
Well,
I don't want it to slide because it is.
He's still in custody.
He's still in custody?
Yes.
Good to know. It is egregiously shameful, yeah? And it's the greatest act of disrespect to black women and black people around this hemisphere and throughout the world. I want you to listen to me carefully, And where it gets worse, I have not heard it, and I would like to hear it, and I don't want to hear it on Twitter. I would like to hear it on a free-to-air, out on the public platform, especially in times like these. The disassociation, with the Prime Minister and that culprit. The photograph, me, Even if me appear on a photograph with that man, yeah, and me and him are brethren. You see that incident there? Right now, me and him are our brethren. And even if me and him are got a secret relationship, me and him are our brethren publicly, you know. Me have to disown him publicly, you know, if I'm my brother, you know, because the matter is so egregious that I, as the first citizen of this country, could not be associated with a culprit like that. I could not. Yeah? So I have not heard the chief minister, the prime minister, disassociating himself
The chief servant.
in the way our chief servant. Yeah? I have not heard it. I don't know if you have heard it.
No,
Yeah?
I haven't heard anything
it.
from the prime minister.
Yeah?
Hold
But
on for
have
me,
been
Mr.
heard.
Cal. Hold on for me. Don't move. Hold on. 305, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. All right, so we're not hearing you, so we're going back to Mystical. Yeah, Mystical. Yeah, man, back with you.
Yeah, man. So the biggest racist, and racism nothing with color, you know. Yeah?
Yeah.
Nothing with color, yeah? Yeah. A classist appropriation of a disrespect to a people who you believe is beneath you. Yeah?
Mm.
Are not worthy of respect. Yeah? That's racism being practiced.
Yes.
Racism, yeah, being practiced, yeah. From a class of people who believe, say, them have all right to do anything they want to do against some people who don't believe in nothing. And even when the woman, yeah, when the lady was in a uniform that distinguished her as a nurse, it never take away from the racism that was meted out to her. And you know why I know it is racism? Because a big old giant like that, yeah, with a gun in his hand, yeah, I don't care if him even dead, yeah, stood up on a woman, flipped her and stood up on her, and I understand she's also pregnant, you know, brother. And
I never hear that. I never hear that. That's new.
Yeah, that's what me hear.
That's new. I never hear that. And stand up in her head.
And spat in her face, brother. Spat in her face. It is the greatest act of disrespect to a black woman and to black people throughout the world.
Yes,
I've not heard it in this time. Yeah? I don't want that to escape our attention. It has detained me, brother. And that man must be in jail until him face him judge and should not be out here anytime soon. They must be sent amongst the boys. Enjoy a moment with the boys in prison. You get what I'm saying to you?
Loud and clear.
If that is not done, then you know where I am with this country. It's a dead country, Shaka. You know, sister, the country dead long time.
Why?
A long time. We are talking about this from style days, you know.
Mystical.
The country is a dead country.
A long time you call it what? Harm's house.
Harm's house. Prison.
And cemetery.
I mean, I'm cemetery, brother. Yeah?
No.
And that's why me restrain some of the time, you know, Shaka, if even come on platform, you know, because...
Hold on. Somebody is saying Warmington name into the report. You sure about that, Abraham? Has the reports been tabled? Abraham Thomas is a man where me not see him as a yap man. So him just send a message in the chat room that Warming name is in. Are you guessing, Mr. Thomas, or is that a factual something that he has stated? I'm not sure. That just coming at the chat room, so we're not sure about it. If it's a factual thing, Abraham, you need to tell us.
But Shaka, even if I guess a fact, you know, trust me. Some things you have a dream about. You know,
you see, we have all of them are suspect, you know. 40, well, it's not no 40, it's 48 of them are suspect because we know that the Prime Minister is one of the persons under investigation for illicit enrichment. So there are 7 other persons who we don't know, and they are not willing to come out and say, me not in it. So we have them as suspect.
PNP is a decent party, you know why?
Yeah.
Because if I'm me, a politics, listen, brother. May I call out the whole of them name. The whole of them.
Yeah, but KD Knight don't say it, you know, they are all suspects.
It's politics, yeah? Yeah? So, politics can't do anything they want to do. anywhere they want. You know, see it happen. Anything they want. You see the man stand up and talk about the woman and say, sorry, the gentleman's ancestry. Yeah?
Yeah.
And,
I don't listen to him, you know.
yeah?
I don't
No,
listen
me
to
not
him.
listen. Me not listen to them something there, brother. It's on because some of the platform where you tune into your ear.
In fact, I tell you something. Marlon Morgan sent it to me. And I said to Marlon Morgan, because he was saying to me that the leader of opposition bloodline leads back to people who own slaves. And I said to him, I have no evidence of that. But what I can tell you, I have no lot nor part with a man who steal from me, my children, and my grandchildren. No, I never say who that man is. But he named the man. I said the man never steal from me nor my grandchildren or my children. But obviously he knows who I am talking about.
Bell,
no, hold on. Blood. But I asked him if Everard Warmington pay about the money where he should have paid about this country when he sat in the parliament illegally. Because remember, Everard Warmington sat in the Jamaican parliament as a citizen of the United States, which is an illegal act. And he should have paid back all the salaries that he collected while he sat in the parliament in that illegal position.
Jamaica is a dead place, me tell you. All the courthouse them dead. Appropriation of justice, that is a dead compromise situation. Because as we have spoken before, Makala and current judge them and
you mean Justice Sykes?
They make some ruling, yeah, Sykes make some ruling which show cowardice. Yeah, show cowardice in the Dean Jones case. And in the Vaz
in the Darrell Vaz case,
Doob case. Yeah, I'm sure cowardice and weakness.
Yeah, man.
As judges. And not only that, but in recent times in show cowardice, and me and you talk about it too, with the Portmore thing, yeah? With the Portmore thing, with the Paris thing.
Yeah.
When tell them say them must not public. No, man, negotiate, but you're judge. You then have to put down the gauntlet.
Yeah, man, and interpret the law as it is.
Exactly. What the law say, I saw it go. Yeah? You know what I mean? So these are some of the matters, man. So may I say, the Prime Minister is stagnant. And if he not dissociate himself with that man, then we can only see peers in action. Yeah?
But how can he disassociate himself from anybody at this time?
Well, brother, you see where we are? And I can't under this. Well, I am not going to put it, and I'm not going to put on this country because I don't know what is in the heart and the mind of the people. Not until such time, Not until such time I know what is in the heart and the mind of the people. Yeah. So we don't cajole. If we're going to cajole these kinds of behaviors, yeah, then we have just entombed. Yeah, we have just entombed the carcass.
Yeah.
We have just entombed the carcass. You get what I'm saying?
It's rough, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Rough.
So big up yourself in your program,
brother. Yeah, man, and don't steal so long from Carl, my brother.
Yeah, respect, man.
All right.
Take care.
One love.
All the best. Bye-bye.
804-7072. That's 876-804-7072. Or if you are in the United States, call us on 305-654-7944. Caribbean Radio HD. We are live. And we are putting down the gauntlet. So, reports from the Integrity Commission has been tabled. Now, hold on, hear this one. Former ambassador to the United States, Audrey Marks, tipped to replace Audley Shaw in Manchester North East. Conrad O'Brien been telling us about that. Shaw, man.
I tell you what, you know. What
you tell me, say?
I tell you what you said, Dillard Steve, I get the seat, You see it? You see it?
Who you say I'll get the seat?
Dillard Steve.
Who that?
I tell you who get called some of that seat, brother.
Dillard Steve, right, get the seat?
Right.
You get it now?
Of course, and I tell you, you're not watching. You don't see down Manchester, the woman get the seat down there.
Well, at that, me just read, say, Audrey Marks get the seat.
All right.
Following
So
months of
all
speculation.
them a jump and a go on down there.
No, man, but we
Them
did
a threaten down, you know, because
but,
we put them down, you know.
Well, I know. But me did hear say Audrey Marks I go get the seat. And right now, you know, I set up Dwayne Smith to take away the seat from him and give it to Dana Morris.
We don't set up nobody, brother.
What you mean? You know, I set up Dwayne Smith. Say,
are your friend has not tell life and he say who went?
So you say no wasn't?
Yeah, the man said no went nothing.
But Cliff Hughes not believe him. Cliff Hughes believe him.
Cliff Hughes won't believe yes or no. The man said no wasn't nothing.
Cliff Hughes a punch him hard. Tell her.
You see, the man no wasn't nothing, brother.
Him no wasn't nothing.
Yeah, the man talk from public, Cliff Hughes, public, when Cliff Hughes
so hold on. Dig him. So where Azan sue him for then?
Well,
Azan sue him for nothing? And nothing Azan sue him for?
Me no know, but the man said no wasn't, so we don't know what go on.
My listeners and viewers, listen to me. They are going to take away the seat from Dwayne Smith. He will not run in the general election. Little more show, man.
Yeah.
876-804-7072. Like up the video, share it. Caribbean Radio HD. Talk to me, caller.
Shaka.
Bless up.
Tell me something. When support for instance, the government change. Them people were recharged by the thing there. Like what the Prime Minister, but they his name again.
I don't know where you talk.
The Integrity Commission.
Where's it happened to it?
But they still can't charge that the seven.
What you mean if they still can't charge them? I hear some report laying at the parliament today. We don't know who them yet. We are waiting for here. I wonder if we can catch the 5 o'clock news and see if we hear it. We're going to try to catch the 5 o'clock news. Stay out with people because we're going to peep on the 5 o'clock news over RGR and see if we hear anything about this tabling in the parliament.
I really wondering if they still can charge or if they even do the election.
Yeah, man, they still will be charged if charge is needed, because remember you have a director of corruption prosecution. If the director of investigation investigate, then they might submit it to them and say, charge them money. The director of corruption prosecution might charge or might not charge. You know?
Yeah,
so
man. Me just want to know if they find guilty, they can charge, you know?
Yes, man. All right, sir.
All right, cool.
Enough respect. Now, I have been listening some people talking about the Integrity Commission. And them don't know nothing about the Integrity Commission. And that's why I did 2 programs, on the Integrity Commission. I did one with Daniel Archer of NIA, National Integrity Action Committee, talking about what the Integrity Commission does. And Saturday morning, I spoke to Bert Samuels about what the Integrity Commission does and how it works. The Integrity Commission is a solid committee with people with integrity. Don't follow the labor rights them when they talk about the people at the Integrity Commission no have no integrity, and them no have no integrity. Listen to Justice Seymour Panton.
So I trust that folks will realize that the reports that we send from the Integrity Commission, they are reports of facts. There are factual statements in the reports. Of course, there are recommendations attached to the reports which the law allows. The law says that the Director of Investigation may make recommendations. So I trust that folks will realize that the reports that we send from the Integrity Commission, they are reports of facts. There are factual statements in the reports. Of course, there are recommendations attached to the reports which the law allows. The law says that the Director of Investigation may make recommendations.
So you hear Justice Seymour Panton telling you about the reports that come from the Integrity Commission. Now, people in the chat rooms, Nikki Boo, big up yourself. Sister Maxine. There was a message I saw that I wanted to read. They were asking about the lady that was kidnapped. We still don't hear. We know that a reward of $500,000 is offered. And the police say it have nothing to do with politics. So we don't want them to try to politicize that. All right? Natalie need to give it to them in the parliament. No, Natalie Garvey. Garvey, she name now. Change her name. So, I say straight, I talk about Finsac. And let me say this to everybody, both PNP and GLP. Anything to do with Finsac, we must ask the Andrew Holness-led administration about Finsac. They can tell us or release the report. The taxpayers of Jamaica spent over $150 million to get a Finsac report. Remember, under Bruce Golding, Ardley Shaw started the Finsac inquiry. Ardley Shaw as Minister of Finance, Bruce Golding as Prime Minister. They set up an inquiry to look into the Finsac era. The inquiry met, they lost the election in 2012, and the PNP spent a little bit of money. Never spent the kind of money. When they came back to power 2016, they spent more money. And a preliminary report was submitted to the Andrew Holness-led administration. And to date, straight, they have not released the report. So don't come here. Come talk about Finsac. It is the labor rights, the Jamaica Labour Party administration under Andrew Holness who have that Finsac report. Instead, they said that they're releasing an archive on Finsac for you to go search and make up your mind about it. Remember how strident Ardley Shaw was about Finsac? Remember how Ardley Shaw go on bad in the 2007 election about Finsac? And when the report come, they can't release it. They can't release the report. Why can't the labor rights release the Finsac report? For all of you who are talking, Colin Shakafiem will tell you that it is the labor rights that caused Finsac. It is members of the Jamaica Labour Party that will be most embarrassed if a Finsac report is released. So all of them little clown, where they on TikTok a yap, yap, yap. And I talk about Finsac. Tell them, ask them, which prime minister borrowed 30 million US dollars and never remember. Ask them, which member of the present House of Representatives issue a lot of bounce check back then. Ask the labor rights. People in the chat room know who did a Lego whole heap of bounce check. People in the chat room know who go up on platform and run off them mouth about Peter Bunting them. And Peter Bunting sue them and win them. And I'll know they're not done pay the bill yet. Ask them which member of this present parliament Peter Bunting sue and then pay part of the money and not done pay the rest. I heard Finsac Smith last night. I heard Finsac Smith last night on my good friend show make we talk with Jeffrey Tavares, talking about that case with Jerlan Silvera. Hey, Tala, the things I heard there, I'm going to leave them over there. But it sounds very scary. So what I'll say, and Jordan Silvera is the former MP for Western St. Mary who had beat Bobby Montague. And they are saying he's now in jail, accused of murdering his wife. But the things I heard last night on Jeffrey Tavares Make We Talk show, shocking. What I will tell you, the whole thing was about Silvera was set up. But hear me. Hear me. We have some things that we need to put on the table. Tomorrow evening, I haven't gotten the confirmation yet, but I intend to talk to Anthony Hilton. And next week, Tuesday, I want to talk to Dr. Deborah Ickling. Because two of the main planks that the next PNP administration will use to build Jamaica is one, the logistics hub. The logistics hub will be a game changer for Jamaica. A lot of work was done between 2012 and 2016, 15, 16. And this Andrew Holness-led administration sit down upon it and did nothing. Like a lot of other things. When they came into government in 2016, murders were going down. We were reducing murders. And they came and made a mess of it. Murders went up by 25% over the last 9 years. And whatever they are doing now, why you never do it long time? Why you make so much Jamaicans dead? Show man, you can't call the show so much time, you know.
Shaka.
What happened?
It just come on the news are going on 9.5 million spent a corner with Tufton Zone was at 24 billion.
Then you never listen to me, you never listen to me, show man. You never hear me say that little while.
No, I mean, just come in and hear the news, but that's what I call about.
Yeah, man. Me said that already, man. Say Tufton said that. Me da listen to him. All right, we are listening to news.
And online at Radio Jamaica.
So we are going to try and see if we hear anything.
Dr. Christopher Tufton has sought to put to rest what he calls reckless and hypocritical criticisms by the opposition over ongoing multi-billion-dollar upgrades at the Cornwall Regional Hospital. Dr. Tufton argues that the state of the 10-story facility is not a sign of failure on the government's part, but rather maintenance neglect, poor planning, and inadequate evaluation of the challenges at the hospital. He insists that the government's spending since taking office in 2016 is an investment in lives and not a waste of taxpayer dollars.
By 2009, air quality issues emerged across multiple floors, which worsened by 2015. It is they, for the most part, who neglected the problem from then, which led to the serious deterioration and which we now have to fix this government. We have to respond to the crisis of collapse by building out a set of infrastructure to serve patients while shutting down the main building for repairs, all this while suspending renovation activities for 3 years to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. That's the context that they conveniently avoid. I regret the inconvenience caused by the time it has taken to reopen. I, however, reject any notion that this was either deliberate or based on anything untoward.
The opposition has been firm in its critique of the government's scale of spending, arguing that costs have ballooned in the 8-year project, which is near completion. At the reopening of the hospital's administrative block in late April, Dr. Tufton confirmed that the project's updated cost was $23.5 billion. but the health minister sought to clarify that it was a projection.
Every time I hear opposition member reference Cornwall Regional, they move the figure from 23 to 26 to 27. Up to this point, we have spent $9.4 billion, $620 million on professional services, $5.8 billion on works, $235 million on medical equipment, $2.2 billion on the operation of temporary facilities, and close to $524 million on support services. The much talked about $23 billion price tag is a projection. Yes, it's by us, a projection, but we haven't spent it as yet. And the narrative, therefore, of criticizing cost overrun is not only an exaggeration, it is a dishonest description of the challenge that we face.
Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton. He was making his contribution to the sectoral debate in the House of Representatives this afternoon. The opposition has also called for a special audit to be conducted into the work at Cornwall Regional Hospital. However, Dr. Tufton says an assessment is already underway by the Auditor General. Meanwhile, Dr. Tufton says the ministry is to implement measures to ensure operating theatres at hospitals remain functional.
At any point in time, we have between 25 and 20% of our operating theatres down. We have about 73 in the country public health system, including 17 at the University of the West Indies. I've been talking to the surgeons, talking to the administrators to find a solution. As a result, I've asked the regional health authorities to do the following. Firstly, to appoint an operating theatre manager at each hospital whose responsibility it will be to ensure the best practice protocols are followed for scheduled maintenance and usage. Some hospitals have operating theatre managers, some do not. We're going to standardize it across the board. Secondly, develop and implement a revised policy on supplier servicing and inventory of parts to ensure quick turnaround for repairs. And that's important because oftentimes you have the money to pay for repairs, but the supplier tells you have to wait 2 months or 3 months, which to my mind is unacceptable in an essential service.
Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton. And Dr. Tufton disclosed that Cuban healthcare workers remain in the local system despite concerns raised by the U.S. government about the exploitation of Cuban health missions in the Caribbean. On February 25, the U.S. announced that it would impose visa restrictions for both government officials in Cuba and any others who are complicit with its overseas medical assistance programs. The sanction extends to current and former officials and the immediate family of such persons. Jamaica has insisted that it was not involved in exploiting Cuban health professionals who have been working on the island for several years. Speaking in the House of Representatives this afternoon, Dr. Tufton denied that Jamaica was sending home Cuban doctors and nurses due to pressure from the U.S. government. He, however, disclosed that Jamaica was seeking to include health professionals from other countries to fill vacancies in public health.
I want to just say very clearly that we value the partnership with Cuba. We value their contribution. Currently, we have 88 Cuban doctors and 199 nurses here. And I want to just recognize the initiative and their efforts, and hopefully we'll continue to build on that. The future of HR in health will require more collaboration, however, using technology and friendships to fill the gaps that have been and are being created from a highly mobile labor force. We have to look wider, think deeper, and adjust our traditional thinking around who and how to get more skills in healthcare. We have started through exploring long-term relationships in training and clinical exchanges with India, the Philippines, and Nigeria.
Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton. The parliamentary opposition will be staging another protest tomorrow morning in Old Harbour, St. Catherine. PNP President Mark Golding will be leading the protest at the Old Harbour Park Square. Other senior leaders of the party will be among the delegation. Dubbed Peaceful Protest for Good Governance and Institutional Integrity, Mr. Golding will be highlighting what the party describes as the growing concerns of corruption, political interference, and declining public trust across key sectors, including agriculture, health, and governance. The PNP says the protest forms part of its broader call to defend democratic principles, uphold transparency, and resist the politicization of the agencies meant to protect the public good. In a video statement this afternoon, PNP President Mark Golding again criticized the appointment of Dennis Chung as Chief Technical Director of the Financial Investigations Division, describing it as an act of corruption. Mr. Golding says his party will not ease up in highlighting acts of corruption in the government.
So why does corruption matter? Well, look at the situation with the roads in the country. Look at the situation when you need to go to hospital. How long you have to wait to get a bed if you need to be admitted. The equipment that's not working and you have to go to the private sector to pay a bag of money to get your diagnostic test done. All of these things are as a result of resources being starved from key areas because of graft thieving, basically, and misappropriation of public resources. So Jamaica, it's time to stand up for a better Jamaica. Stand up for a Jamaica where the resources of the country are used for the benefit of the people and are not being sidetracked by bad governance. So this is another opportunity for you to let your voice be heard. Come out and support the demonstration on Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. in Old Harbour.
PNP President Mark Golding. The PNP held a protest at Hero Circle in Kingston on June 2 against the appointment of Mr. Chung's appointment. The Integrity Commission today sent 3 reports of investigation along with associated indicative rulings from the Acting Director of Corruption Prosecution to Speaker of the House, Juliet Holness, and President of the Senate, Tom Tavares Finson. A copy of the reports and indicative rulings has also been sent to the Clerk of the Houses of Parliament, Colin. The Commission says it anticipates that its investigation reports, which were submitted pursuant to and in conformance with Section 54 of the Integrity Commission Act, together with the associated indicative rulings, will be tabled in both houses of Parliament as soon as possible. Section 54(4) of the Integrity Commission Act provides that where the report from the Director of Investigation to the Commission has a recommendation under subsection 3, the Commission shall submit it to Parliament for tabling. The Commission says the documents were formally received and signed at Gordon House at 11:04 a.m. The family of a St. Mary...
So that is what we were listening to here. So the reports were delivered at 11:04 a.m. That was Parliament starts at 2. So somebody please keep an eye on the Parliament. Is it still going on? Somebody please keep an eye on the Parliament, because we want to know if those reports will be tabled today. Because we've been saying right here that anybody who...
Not to mention that these children have to go through every day.
Anybody who is under investigation for illicit enrichment should not be on the ballot going into the next election. So, I'm trying to look at the Parliament live. Is it that it is finished? Because I see Vaz on his feet. And I'm not aware of him scheduled to talk. But this is happening now, sitting of the House of Representatives. So we're asking somebody to keep our ears, because I can see, but I can't hear them, what they are saying in the Parliament. So, my people, let me tell you something. And I've been asking this question from last week. If you have your business and you are hiring Sister Christine, Sister Tanya, and you get a resume that looks impressive, but when you do your investigation, you find out that this person is under investigation by the police for illicit action, would you still employ such a person? I want to know. I asked Marlon Morgan that question, and I guess him pick up that we're referring to the Prime Minister and say yes, unequivocally, yes. Why would you employ somebody who is under investigation for illicit actions? And he was right, because we are saying that we can't employ the Prime Minister to be the CEO of Jamaica. The Prime Minister is under investigation for illicit enrichment by the FID and the TAJ, Tax Association of Jamaica. What can go so? What can go so? Now there's a clip out with Darrell Vaz saying that Jamaicans should stick to the evil that they know. Anybody can tell me what the Bible say about the appearance of evil? What the Bible say about you should do about the very appearance of evil? The Bible says you should shun the very appearance of evil.
You know, because this government, evil. Stick with the evil that you know. Stick with the evil that you know.
The Bible says you must shun the very appearance of evil, Sister Tanya. Shun the very appearance of evil. So, Jamaican people, I want you all to understand that every dollar that is misappropriated is money that we could have spent in this country. And are trying to watch what is happening in the parliament, because if anything gonna become of the report, it would happen when the clerk rise to her feet. It is the clerk that would read out the reports. So I am gazing at the happening in the parliament, because we believe that all the people who are under investigation for illicit enrichment should not be on the ballot going into the next election unless they are cleared by the Integrity Commission. Cannot be. Cannot be. Megawatt is saying that they will not be tabled. They will not be tabling, well, it should be tabling any reports today. Where you get that from, Megawatt? That's what was said in the parliament. Make us send a message to somebody in the parliament. Can we have them links there, you know? We can send a message to somebody in the parliament right now. So I am going to send a message to somebody in the parliament right now. Yeah, man, let me send a message to somebody in the parliament. So the question I am asking, will the IC reports be tabled today? So, let me see if we get a response to the question. If you're just joining us, this is the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Caribbean Radio HD and also on Portland Spice TV. Like up the video, share up the channel. And if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, Portland Spice TV, I'm on my way, getting closer to 5,000 subscribers. And I'm asking each and every one of you on this live to become a Portland Spice TV ambassador. Send the link to the channel to all of your link, all your contacts, and ask them to subscribe to the channel, I am willing to bet that they will not be tabled today. So we have a bet on. We have a bet on in the chat room. Nikki Boo, what you think? You think the Integrity Commission reports will be tabled today? And the exciting thing or the thing about these reports, it said that they come with an indicative ruling from the Director of Corruption Prosecution. So they have rulings. So these reports, we are going to hear whether these persons will be charged or whether they won't be charged when these reports are tabled. Sister Tanya said, no, sir. Nikki Boo said, that is a no for me. You don't think they will be tabled today? Nadia said, no, no, not so. Will not be tabled. Will not be tabled. I don't think they are going to table it today. No report will be tabled today. Let me hear what this one I must say.
Don't see these yellow buses. You've been seeing them on movie from before you could even walk. Yeah. They are tried, proven, and tested.
I'm talking about the old school bus them when you come here. Eh? If me are the Minister of Transport, my constituency or my parish have to get new school bus. New bus with air condition. I want air condition in the bus. We come to Portland. And I must remind all of my listeners, I am the person who called for JUTC school bus to come to Portland. Colin Bell, this man here. And we challenge anybody. Hey, cuz, what go on over there at Hawaii? Not even Andrew wife, although them deserve each other. One deal with him. Take sleep mark debt. Oh, you know that cuz? Will not be tabled today. His statutory declaration has not been declared. Who's won that? Lana, who's statutory deduction? So we're watching the parliament keenly, and it kind of have me away because I'm looking. Mark glad it not table today. Straight. Come I say me now call you that. Most hectic straight. Let me tell you something. Mark Golding's statutory filing have been certified and a summary has been made public. Okay? Every year, Mark Golding's statutory filings have been certified and a summary has been made public. So we know for sure. Say I know Mark Golding. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. You understand what I say? So, we're still watching. They are tabled but not discussed. The media no doubt will publish the content. Hold on. So hold on there. Me get a response from Parliament. I sent a message to somebody in the Parliament. The message says, will the IC reports be tabled today? The response says, they are tabled but not discussed. The media, no doubt, will publish the content. Hello? Somebody tell me what go on. Tell me what go on. Let me ask him for your heads up. Can I get a heads up? On what is in them. My gosh, me never see me get back a response, Nobody. So, Me I try see if me can get a little heads up of what is in these documents. Gilly? NNN, it depends on what it is that NNN would push it out. Which media I hope is not NNM. So, this said that they are tabled, but not discussed. Some me don't know. No, wanna get me really, really interested. Hey, tell her. Where Obi there? I wonder if Obi know anything about them report, yeah. Wonder if Obi know anything. Me never plan to call Obi today. But it's the fact that I am on here. I don't have the opportunity to call no whole heap of people to dig deep. No man, I don't think these reports have nothing to do with Juliet Wellness because as I said, she was named in the people who get them. Obi Wagwan.
I'm good, man. How are you?
No, me jittery because me see this thing about Integrity Commission submit 3 report to the Parliament today.
Yes.
You hear anything coming out of it?
I'm on here, Colin.
Yes, man. Sorry, my apologies. Me never tell us here the pan here. Me bad like yes. Sorry about that, Obi. You're on the ear live on Caribbean Radio HD.
And I just got to use a few expletives, you know.
Don't use them.
Anyhow, I'm joking, Colin. You know I don't roll that way.
No man, we don't roll that way. Hold on, Obi. Don't move. Don't move a muscle. Hold on. 305-654-7944. Good evening. Welcome to Caribbean Radio HD.
I like your program.
You like the program? Thank you very much. Where you calling from?
Eh?
Where you calling from?
From America, from Bridgeport.
Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Yes.
Big up yourself, man, and keep listening. Tell your friends and family about the show, all right?
Okay, brother Gary.
No, man, this is brother Colin Bell.
Okay, I never know.
Coming to you straight from Port Antonio, Jamaica. Bless up yourself. Yes, caller, good evening. Hello, good evening. All right, let me go back to Obi. Obi.
Oh, Colin.
Yes.
You need to connect me that when that if you're taking somebody,
you can
hear.
All right. Let me do that.
You want to hang up on
man.
and that
hang up.
Should I hang up?
Yeah, man, hang up.
All right.
Hang up. Let me call you back.
Good.
Let me call back Obi. All right. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Colin. How you do?
Marsh, where you can tell me what go on for the report? You hear anything out of them?
I can tell you this much, that no PNP is involved.
Me no want to hear that.
Because if any PNP is involved, nationwide, it would leak to nationwide already.
Me know that, Marshy. Me no want to hear that. Me want to hear if you hear the name. If you hear anything out of it.
No. And the way how the JLP set up the thing, the whole of them become a suspect.
Hi, Colin.
Yes, Obi. Hold on for me.
Yeah, we don't know.
I sent a message to somebody in the parliament asking if the reports will be tabled. The response came back saying they are tabled but not discussed. So, Obi, you hear anything about the reports?
No, I haven't heard anything. But the question is, why are they tabled and not discussed?
But what you'd expect when they are tabled, they are read. And
Absolutely.
Then you would hear the content of them. So maybe they are not really tabled yet. I don't. Well, the parliamentarian.
Yeah, because the gravamen of the bill, Colin.
Yeah.
Is that we would at least hear what is it, you know?
Yes.
Once they're open. So the question is,
have they been open and we understand what they're about?
Yes.
But Colin, I'm wondering if these now, the fact that they are being treated this way, it having us really speculating as to whether or not these are bombshells.
Nothing will be discussed. Nothing will be discussed.
Nothing will be discussed when? Today?
Nothing will be discussed. This is all the hanky-panky and they're going to buy time.
So Marsh,
we can't tell you that much.
When is the next sitting of the parliament? Because I'm sure it can't pass the next sitting.
It may put off. You see how much days now nothing going from the Senate because they are avoiding the questions of Lambert Brown. So they avoid the sitting. No sitting of the Senate, you know.
So hold on. Let me ask a question. Let me ask a question to both you and Obi. Can the Prime Minister dissolve Parliament this weekend and call the election so as not to table these bills? Because if Parliament, hold on, if Parliament is dissolved, can they still be opened and read?
No, I think my limited knowledge says it should have to be at the next sitting of Parliament.
So, you know, them are going to peep on it and know why not, right?
We know that.
So,
we know that.
If things are in these that are not favorable, could the Prime Minister dissolve the Parliament, call the election, run the election before these names are exposed?
Yes. That is their plan.
Hold on, Marshy. Obi, what say you?
All right. Well, you actually put a theory forward, Mark, Colin, and indeed it's a thinking theory. You posit there just now because indeed once the Parliament dissolved, then certainly there would be no way for those bills to be tabled. So it would leave us with a speculation as to what is in those bills. However, it would be it's a really a dicey situation for the government, because if the bill, if those letters are unfavorable to the government to the point where they don't open it, it's also going to leave a speculation to say why are they not opening the bill. So if they do open the bill and tell us what are there, then we will hear and we will know exactly what is in it. However, on the flip side of it, if they on the flip side of it, if they keep it close to their chest, not open the bill, then it basically fuels the speculation.
Yes.
And indeed, the big thing that tarred this government, corruption, will even reach to another higher level. Because all people are going to say, here is it, yet again, another in the series of corruption with those letters that sent to the Parliament from the IC, and as a result of that, the government refused to table them or to let us know what's in there.
Hold on, let me hear what the producer. We see the producer compose up. What is it?
But Colin,
hold on, Marshy. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. And me can't talk. So, I don't know if you all were hearing the producer. What the producer is saying is that if they dissolve Parliament and don't open these reports, then everybody would have been problem.
Yes. No, I don't think so. What happened? Here we are, Colin.
Yeah.
While I understand producer what she's saying, but remember now, that if those reports are showing anything against the opposition, then the government would know, basically expose their report to say, listen, here we are not alone. From all indication, we understand that the 7+1 that are on the investigation now, they're all on the governing side.
Yeah.
So it stands to reason that whatever
we're coming to your march. Just
is
let
in
Obi
the
finish.
report, whatever is in the report, it would be going against the government. And I believe that the people would certainly expect, apart from those who just want to be stupid, but even JLP supporters, I am sure, would be of the opinion that, listen, this is against the government for them not to table it. Because if it is saying anything good about the government, then certainly they would go ahead and table it.
All right, hold
And if it is saying anything bad-
Breaking, hold on. So I have it. Just 3 councillors who did not file their statutory declaration for the previous year. So calm down. So you're hearing it right here on Caribbean Radio and Portland Spice. Well, I don't know if it's first, but we never hear it nowhere else. So it is said that it's just 3 councillors who did not file their statutory declaration for the previous years. So we don't know who those 3 councillors are. So it is not out of the illicit amount. Calm down, people.
All right. Well, good. Well, excellent. That's
Hold on,
that's cool.
let me say thanks. Let me say thanks much. All right. So you see our links there? Straight into the parliament.
Links big, man.
Links thick.
Your links big. But listen to me. Listen to this.
Talk to me.
I listened to Obi a while ago. I listened to Obi.
Yeah.
You realize that Obi is a bigger analyst than Nadine Spence and O'Brien Chang. When you listen to them, you hear the garbage with them talk. You listen to Obi a while ago because Obi said all when would have say, trust me, So right now, I have nothing more to say, Obi say to all.
But Marcy, how could you, under God heavens, use the comparison with me sentence? Are you crazy? Come on, man. Don't listen.
So tell everybody, the reports, they are about 3 councillors. That is my information. 3 councillors who did not file their statutory declaration for the previous year. That's what the 3 reports and the ruling from the Director of Corruption Prosecution are supposed to be about.
For clarity, Colin, did not file or file late.
This
not file at all.
This says did not file their statutory declarations for the previous year.
Okay.
Did not file at all.
And if you're not filing it, hold on. Let me get this. It's not that they file it late. They don't file it.
This says did not file.
If you don't file it, you're hiding something.
Well, we don't know who they are. And I go trouble the person too much because
But before I go to say, Colin,
I
said something on Conrad program today. And I'm going to say it on your program now.
Yeah.
Darrell Vaz, your neighboring friend over so. Him so we must stick to the evil that we know.
Shun the very appearance of evil in the name of Jesus.
And that one day I use for him. That's our big one too, But here the one when I use. The national anthem said, keep us free from evil power.
Yes. Right, that's so too.
Where the hell we are stick to evil for? We can't stick to the evil. Good way. We must run from evil.
Good over evil.
To good.
Good over evil every time, Marshy. Big up yourself.
Good over evil every time. Story there, you get it wrong so often. You get it wrong another time.
All right, sir.
Listen, you yourself, sir.
Blessings, Marshy. So, Obi, it was Mystical who told me about the reports. And I went to my phone and I saw the report from the Integrity Commission.
Yes.
The notice, sorry. And then I used my links to get inside the parliament and find out what these were about, because we believe from where we sit that the 8 people who are under investigation for illicit enrichment should be known before the election, and if they are still under investigation, they should not be on the ballot, whether them are PNP or GLP.
I agree with you. I agree with you totally, Colin. Similarly, that's why as we speak truth to power, and we continue to say that we believe that Dennis Chung should do the right thing and step aside even at this time. And as we talk about that, Colin, I don't know if you heard or see the promo that going around where there will be a protest tomorrow on this matter down in Old Harbour, Old Harbour in St. Catherine.
Yes,
that's in the constituency that is represented by Clifford. And from all indication, Dr. Wall is hot on his heels.
Yes, man. Pressure, soup, pressure. But we did call that one for the GLP, right?
We said lean JLP. So therefore, it could go to the PNP, but certainly for the count we have it lean JLP.
All right, just before I let you go, Obi, we heard Christopher Tufton in the parliament today saying so far them only spend what $9.3 billion on Cornwall Regional, and PNP are talking about 20. Hold on, Showerman. PNP are talking about. Hold on, Showerman. PNP are talking about $23 billion. And when he was asked where it came from, he said that it was a projection that he put out. Now, how you put out a projection for $23 billion, and when people talk about it, you're vexed?
No, but the fact of the matter is that exactly, and I think he had actually said that more money than that was spent. So is it that he is trying to save face now, because he said that nothing was wrong with that figure. As a matter of fact, he said that the 23 billion would basically end up at about 30 or 31 billion for the conclusion of the project. So we need better and further particulars as to what is happening there. Know that he is saying that is only what 13. That is 13 billion, which is a awful lot of money that could have built at least 2 brand new hospitals.
Of course,
right? So even $13 billion is nothing. It gives us no comfort. It gives us no comfort. The fact is that our citizens are still in Cornwall, in the region, in wheelchair for upward of 72 hours and are still lying down on cardboard. That is where the rubber hits the road. And we saw an office being open, say it's the administrative office, while the patients are going through the pangs of hell. I want to, before I leave you, Colin.
Yeah.
If you don't, you want to spend any more time on that? If not,
go ahead. If you want to go to something else.
If not, I just want to say that today on radio, at my program, I talk about a couple of things. I looked at what's taking place in the United States of America now. And the argument that has been preferred to bring in the South African folks into America by Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Donald Trump. And I did just suppose the two things, make the correlation that this reminds me of the argument that was preferred in the parliament by the Prime Minister when he wanted to go over there in Clifton, in Portmore, and bulldoze the House of the Poor People, where he went to the parliament and gave a story. At the end of the day, no gutter. I don't want to refer to the PM as a liar, but certainly what he said to us, we have concluded that nothing went like that. What he brought to the parliament.
Yes.
The other thing that I talked about, Colin, I asked the question if the Parliament, the upper house, will remain unopened for the people business on Friday with no good reason for that to happen. And the only thing that we can conclude at this time is as a result of the 11 questions that Senator Lambert Brown has to put forward or ask of the Senate President. You know, so I would love to know whether or not we're going to have the sitting of the upper house on Friday. And if not, Colin, the Jamaican people need to ask serious questions about that. And I dare say that tomorrow at the protest in St. Catherine, I think that question should be asked. Will we have the upper house sit on Friday? And what is the reason why they have not had the sitting for the last 2 Fridays and not give the Jamaican people any good reason?
All right, Obi.
What say you on that?
Well,
what say you on that, Colin?
Definitely we need to find out why the Senate is not sitting. It cannot be because the questions are difficult. The Senate must sit. Well, let me go hear what Showerman has say. Hold on. Showerman, where you say now?
The OB there, man. The OB there. OB, man. You see, you OB is peer rumor you spread. You OB is a rumor spreader.
What rumor OB has spread?
OB spread one word for rumor.
What is the rumor?
Him a go and see it. Him a talk this. Him a talk that, and he don't know nothing. Nothing OB don't know about.
All right, Showerman, little more. You see, I beg the labor rights them. Every time I hear them, they don't come with no facts, you know.
That's the best of Showerman. you know, Colin, a gentleman that goes by the name of Bongo. You know, Colin. A gentleman that goes by the name of Bongo.
Yeah.
Supposed to be a teacher. He called me today, and the only question that he could ask is if Mr. Mark Golden birth certificate. Sure. I responded to him. I've never seen Portia's own. I've never seen Michael one. Never seen Seaga own. Never seen Bruce own. And I have no interest in seeing Mark Golden own. And if that is what he has to say on radio, he must stop wasting my time.
All right, Toby. We have a caller. Let's hear what this caller has to say. Hello, caller. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good evening, everybody. You just mentioned about the Corner Regional Hospital and the projection that Christopher Tufton made.
Yes.
You know, if you look at it, you know, the projection is in line with that $31 million. Look on it now. The $31 million for the drill was way over what the cost of the drill is.
Yeah.
So they are now projecting. He was projecting 23 billion to a high of $30 billion.
Yeah.
What do you think the excess is for? So that they can pocket some of the money. The most ain't cost that amount, you know.
What did he say about the drill today? Did he address the drill, or did you hear him say anything about the drill today?
No. He never said anything about the drill. I was just sitting there looking at how.
Hold on, caller. You are saying that Christopher Tufton, in his sectoral debate today, did not say anything about the drill for the Bustamante Hospital?
No, I'm not talking about what Tufton said.
Hold on. The question I was asking if he said anything about the drill today. Hope you heard him said anything about the drill?
No, to be honest with you, I can't say whether or not he has, because I've not listened to his presentation full Sunday.
I was listening, but
be able to speak on that.
I was listening.
Colin, we pride ourselves in speaking truth.
Yes, so if we're not here, I was listening, but I was listening and watching the cricket at the same time with the West Indies. I can't believe where West Indies cricket gone. West Indies cricket gone to the dogs. Let me go back to the caller first. Hold on. Go ahead, caller.
So what I was just saying is that just like the cost of the internal procurement cost was set at $32 million so that somebody can come in and bid under that.
Yes.
I'm seeing the pattern where this 31 billion overrun on Cornell Regional Hospital
Yeah.
was them projecting a higher cost so that they can skim off money and put in their pocket.
You may be onto something, you know, Carla. You may be onto something. So they give these big projection and then listen how the people behave towards it and then see whatever can be screamed off.
Yeah. And Colin, I don't know if you were looking at it, maybe about 2 or so years ago, I was listening to them and I realized that every project that came about, there was either it's going to cost $1 million, no, 1 billion, or two. I don't know why everything costs so much money. You remember when Favor was Minister of Education and they were talking about bringing in CCTV camera for 15 schools, and the cost was some 1.5 billion. I'm like, it don't cost so much money.
Yeah.
My child figure out where them get this idea of 1.8 billion. The market done in cent and
Hold on
$1 billion.
Hold on the caller. Hold on the caller.
Yeah.
Debbie and Duncan, the three people were just named. Debbie and then give it the name them, no man. Give it the name them. We know say a three counselor, but we want to know the name them. I didn't get the name from a source. I didn't want to stress the source too much. You know, we got the thing that it is three counselors. So somebody's saying that they were just named OB. I don't know if you can get it. Yeah, Carla, continue.
Yeah. So, even the marketing spent and they are giving a price of what? I think it was $1 billion or $2 billion to refurbish a market. I mean, say, why it would cost so much money to refurbish a market? And when they realize that people catch on to it, they notice that they start to tone down some of their projections. Hence the reason why I say Tufton now saying that they don't spend 20 billion yet. Because they realize that people catch on to the light now.
Yeah. So he reached down back on 9.3 billion. All right, caller. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, man. All right.
Blessings. So, Obi, somebody in the...
I was asked...
Go ahead, Obi.
Yeah, I was asking you if you want me to break from you and do some legwork and get that information.
Hold on. Councillor Donovan Guy didn't file. Councillor Donovan Guy. You know that? Who is that councillor?
Donovan Guy.
Yeah.
I don't know the name there.
Don't know that name at all. She will present to the people.
Donovan Guy.
Don't know that name as a councillor. I've never heard that name before.
The only guy that I know of in the politics or in the active politics is really
Dr. Morris Guy.
Dr. Morris Guy, who is the MP for Central St. Mary.
Yeah. And they are saying that ethic, I not read nothing where ethics say. I not really read where input because him just chat a set of garbage all the while. So he's saying something, but I not gonna read where ethics say. Because you are just a straight propagandist. I'm not really deal with garbage. Want to just thank the people at Caribbean Radio HD for tuning in. Yeah, Obi, check it out and get back to it now, please, and thanks.
All right, cool. Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah, so let me say thanks to the people on Caribbean Radio HD. They are not leaving us as yet, but I know they are getting ready to leave us because they only have 2 hours with us on a Tuesday and on a Wednesday. We start 5 o'clock in the US to 7 o'clock on Caribbean Radio HD and on some radio stations over there in the United States. We want to say thanks to everybody in the chat room, Sister Christine, Sister Tanya, yeah, man, big up on yourself, Nikki Boo, Sister Melrose, and all the brethren, them big up on yourself, and thanks for keeping it locked to Caribbean Radio HD. And remember, those of you who have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, Portland Spice TV, please subscribe to my channel. Ethic, you know, you say me not read nothing where you write. You can't tell me nothing. I mean, read it, brother. You spew too much garbage out of your mouth. Or you type too much garbage. God never hear you yet. I don't even know if you can talk. So, we're not going to read nothing where you write. Why would the IC focus on councillors? Only what happened? Well, if they are councillors, because councillors also have to file. And if they file, I saw it go. Somebody's saying, hold on, I see what, hold on. Colin is from Twickenham Park Division. That's Yellow is saying that he's from the Twickenham Park Division. Colin Dalrymple was accused of misappropriating a client's property, money, that case has been in court for 20 years. Oh, hold on, let me read this properly. Chris Campbell is saying Colin Dalrymple was accused of misappropriating a client property, money. That case has been in the court for 20 years. We have a caller. Hello, good evening, caller. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good evening, Colin. How are you doing?
Hey, what go on, Papa?
I'm there, you know.
Talk to me.
I'm listening to a lot of the Jamaica Labour Party members, and I'm realizing that if you listen to how them talk, you realize them have a special hate for the PNP. And there are reasons why they hate the PNP so much. People like the Vazes, the Siagas, Metri, and people like Tavares Finson. One of the main reasons why they hate the PNP, you know, is that remember when their family members own businesses and they used to work, people used to work at their houses, helpers, they never used to like to pay them, you know.
No?
So when the PNP came in with minimum wage, equal pay for women, and maternity leave, and you had to pay a man from 40-hour work week, they were pissed about that, you know. They were royally pissed. They hated the PNP for that because their pay bill now, their wage bill would have gone up because they never used to pay. The other reason why they hate the PNP is, remember, you know, the people who used to go to Immaculate, Jamaica College, Georges, were the sons and daughters of the privileged, you know. But after Michael won, the maid, the gardener, and the chauffeur, children started to go to Immaculate, the Georges, and the Jamaica College.
Yeah,
and that's why a lot of the people left Jamaica in the 70s because they were pissed about that. They never want their children to socialize with the maids picnic.
I understand.
And so that is one of the reasons why every time you hear these people talk, them so bitter about the PNP because the PNP created changes from their situation. You understand me?
Yes.
The other thing I want to bring up, anybody who supports Andrew Holness should be charged for aiding and abetting jointly, you know.
Tell her. Talk to me.
All right. If you drive my car, right?
Yeah.
And you drive my car and you don't have no insurance on it, don't the police go and charge me and charge you for the car?
Yes. Aiding and abetting, yeah. Yes.
If the police find a criminal what they want at my yard, me not going down the road too.
Yes.
So why is it now that these people who defend Andrew Holness the way them defend him should not be jointly charged for the actions of the Prime Minister? They should be charged. They should find some way to charge them because how can the man be doing what the man is doing and it don't affect them? They come out every day you hear them. them defending the actions of the Prime Minister.
Yes.
Me hear Metro Siaga talking about how the economy doing well and film business not doing well.
Tell her.
That makes sense to you?
Tell her. Which business are Mitchell business again? What Mitchell do again?
Me don't remember what the exact name I'm business right now.
Once again, let me hold on the junior. Once again, let me just thank the viewers and listeners on Caribbean Radio HD. Thanks for tuning in, those people on the Alexa and the people on the website. Thanks for listening to Caribbean Radio HD at Zeno FM. Bless upon yourself. Hold on, Sister Tanya is telling Sister Christine that she start to familiarize herself with Jamaican politics just because of this program. Wonderful. Start learn about your country. It is your country, Jamaica. Brother Smith, big up yourself. Thanks, everybody. One love. Hey, Showerman, hold on. You're going to take the last. Showerman, you can only call the show one time a day.
Breaking news. Listen, man. All right, breaking news here.
Yes.
Two of the calls that come from your side and one from the JP side. That's a breaking news.
What the name? Tell me the name, them, the man.
They don't call it name. Them just say two from the opposition side and one from the Jamaica Labour Party. They don't call the name. Breaking news up here.
Hold on, man. Me hear the name of one of them named Guy, Donovan Guy. So, me the far right of you.
Well, no, yeah, two of the council and one of crew.
All right, sir. I hear you.
So your OB will rejoice a while ago and take. We don't want it, you know.
We not rejoice upon the council, man, upon the back. What we want is this 7 more over fear side where the investigation for illicit enrichment.
And them say the 3 of them are going to charge, you know.
Them are charge the 3 of them. Definitely. All right, brother. That's why them are charge Andrew Wellness too. Yeah, caller. Sorry about that.
Yeah, man, no problem. Yeah, I heard a clipping of the minister ahead earlier.
Yeah.
And him trying to defend him spending a Corner Regional Hospital.
That's indefensible.
Now, Corner Regional have 10 stories. 10 floors, right?
Yeah.
So him trying to tell us that it's going to cost 3 million per floor. 3 billion.
It's 10 floor, 10 trees, 30.
It's 10 floor, but the hospital, you know.
Him says only 9.3 billion him spend already. But he's projecting to spend $23 billion. That's his projection.
So in 8 years, in trying to tell us that it's only $9 billion spent in 8 years.
Well, I tell you something. The Auditor General is auditing Cornwall Regional. And I trust the Auditor General. So we soon hear what really are going down at Cornwall Regional.
But Colin, when they were repairing the hospital, right? All them needed to do, you know, is start repairing from the top and come down, you know.
No, but I never agree with refurbishing Cornwall Regional.
No, I never agree. But what
I said it on radio that they should lick down Cornwall Regional and build a new hospital. We would have been finished by now, and it would have cost us less.
Well, when I heard the first thing I said what them could have do is lick down the hospital and dump the road around Hopewell and Sandy Bay.
Mm-hmm.
They could have used the same material and dump the sea and widen the road.
All right, Junior, I hear you, my brother.
All right, take it easy.
Enough respect.
Cool.
Still trying to get the names of the 3 councillors who were charged. And you know that there's a news running now. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bell. How are you?
I am fine, thank you.
Good evening to your listeners.
Blessings, man.
Wherever you may be listening. Man, I was that guy who keeps calling in. I think he calling on Andre Stevens' program too, and I think he goes by pot cover. You know what, Colin? Kudos to you because I Colin to your show already. I couldn't. I don't think I could develop the patience for things like that when people talk absolute and utter rubbish. It's not that the PNP councillors they said that they were found guilty of illicit enrichment and all and whatnot and all. It's just that they didn't file their statutory declaration.
So we have the names.
Go ahead.
We have the names.
Mm-hmm.
The three councillors are Vandrick Priddy, Dwight Burke, and Donovan Guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it says this information I'm getting says three councillors, two from the PNP and one from the GLP. And the one from the GLP straight is Donovan Guy. He's the GLP one. And Vandrick Priddy and Dwight Burke, those two are from the People's National Party.
So may I ask a question, though, Mr. Bell?
Yes, man.
Who is the Prime Minister of Jamaica?
Prime Minister of Jamaica is Andrew Michael Holness.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. So when people, this kind of reminds me of when me and my sisters, like when you get yourself in trouble, but then you try to remember, like, your sister did do something, so you try to, like, get her in trouble as well, too. But what you're trying to get her in trouble for isn't nearly as bad as what you did. You're just trying to deflect.
Yeah.
The JLP party should call themselves the Jamaica Deflection Party.
Lord
you
have
ask
mercy.
a question, then cannot answer straight.
No, they don't.
And if there's... Colin, I've never voted in Jamaica. I left before I was able to vote. Right? But I will say this much. I didn't grow up in a household wherein it was either pro-JLP or pro-PNP. But I will say this much. Over the years, when I studied the little political history I have studied, the same foolishness the JLP go on within the 80s is the same thing they're coming back around to do. And if there's one thing I noticed with the PNP organization, you see, if you guys find one of the members wanting or lacking in certain things,
yeah,
I'm going to say that person come back around.
No.
I'm going to say for what it is. You know what I'm saying? You guys don't deflect nearly as much. But I'm going to say it is perfect. But I was talking to someone the other day about this, and I was saying, listen, you feel like Barack Obama didn't have certain scandals taking place while he was president? The thing is, you have human beings. When you're a leader and these problems arise, it's how you deal with it that is going to affect your legacy later on in life. You know what I'm saying? If I like say Mark Golding is going to come in and everything is going to be perfect along the way, but it's how he manages things.
Yes.
Andrew Holness,
and the
people
leader,
the
leader has to be clean. The leader has to be clean. And Andrew Holness cannot claim to be clean at this point.
Mr. Bell, I called into another program and I said that, and I was given the story a couple weeks ago. I was working with two of my coworkers. They're Caucasian, right?
Yeah.
They know I'm Jamaican, but I just ask a simple question. But sometimes it's good to get a different perspective from other people, different background and whatnot, just to hear what they have to say. So I just ask a simple question. What would you say if I told you about someone who has 28 bank accounts? That's all I said. That's all I asked, Mr. Bell. And you know what they said?
Yeah.
And they said, well, that sounds like somebody who is involved in one of them said, it sounds like somebody involved in some shady business dealings. And then the other one said, oh, is he, it is a scammer. He said something along, like, is that person into in money laundering?
Well, Howard Mitchell told us, that the multiple accounts is one of the first signs of money laundering. Told us.
But Mr. Bell, if me I want multi-billionaire or trillionaire, I still couldn't understand or justify having 28 bank accounts. And why would you want to have so many bank accounts all across the place? So, I mean, the two or two of me can barely keep on top of it, much less 28 bank accounts. And then now you have Dennis Chung, who made pronouncements that, oh, nothing is wrong with the Prime Minister having 28 bank accounts. And you made these pronouncements now. Then now, the job that you applied for, they put it in such a way that it seemed like it was carved out of heaven just for you specifically, and nobody's supposed to question that. I cannot believe that this is the Jamaica that I grew up in. That Colin, when I was a young teenager traveling and so forth, you know, me did boast if you say me a Jamaican, you know.
Me still boast.
Me did boast if it. Well, me still boast, you know, but yeah, I know. Me have a couple co-workers, you know. One is a Trinidadian and one is an Antigua, and them follow politics too. I mean, even though it is, you know, we joke with each other and so forth, but Colin, it's really kind of hard to be bossy when you have your fellow Caribbean nationals mocking you, saying, well, at least we have a prime minister who have 28 bank accounts and can be certified because they know
it bad.
The news. Yeah, of course it's bad. Of course it's bad. No.
May I take our next caller? We talk again.
All right, Colin. Bless yourself.
Yeah, man. 804-7072. Good evening. Hello, good evening. Well, let me say it, reconnect. Yes, caller, go ahead. Hello, good evening.
Colin.
Yeah, man.
Wagwan.
Boy, we're there. I watch Wagwan, you know?
Yeah, man. Stop yourself, man. We're there. Watch you. Step on the work. You go and watch your thing, too.
Blessings, man. And thanks for the link up, yeah?
Yeah, man. You see the Prime Minister rushing thing, man. He don't know what going on, you know. You know, see the Pure Russia now. A Pure Rush campaign him around, you know.
Well, him hurry up and come, hurry up and come.
Yeah, man. That's him I do, man. Me I observe the thing.
Well, we are watching and see what go on, my brother. And
I
try to educate the Jamaican people. Am I right?
Yeah, I know that, man. See, I know that, you know, man.
Bless up yourself, my brother.
Respect.
One love. So, we have to ensure that we have a country that our leaders set the example. Yeah, you can't lead the country and you can't operate within the ambits of the law. Problem that. 876-804-7072. Good evening.
Problem that. 876-804.
No, you have to turn off the instrument that you're listening or watching us on. If you're watching us on a television, you have to turn that on. The delay is massive. Caller?
Sorry about that, Mr. Bell. Sorry about that.
Yeah, man. Blessings.
Let's up yourself, man. Everything good down at Jamaica, man?
Well, everything not good, you know. People down here scam way. We employ. I see that. We employ people for rob way.
I'm over here in Canada, brother. I hear everything going on down there, you know?
Yes, man.
Well, when we call my thing, when we call about this evening, you know?
Yes.
I want you listening to them. I'm a people in Jamaica to hear this. You see the bus them where Vaz them can't come to Jamaica?
Talk to me.
I all bus them.
Him say a good bus them, they have been tried and tested and proven.
Listen to me, brother. The bus them where Vaz can't come to Jamaica. Jamaican people from Portland and the whole diaspora of Jamaica. The bus them where Vaz can't come to Jamaica, they are made over.
They make them over?
They make like you know, you refurbish a house.
Yeah.
That's what happened to these buses.
Yeah.
These buses have been here. These buses have been parked for months and here. See no wash them over. Them drive all about. Let me tell you something, man. Them type of bus there. And when we just come to Canada, that the bus is the one of them type of bus and they want to come pick up at the airport. We can't up on the farm work.
But them not use them bus. They are school bus in America too, man.
Yes, man. The school people them driving them bus there.
Yeah, man.
All of the school kids them.
Yeah, man. The same bus them use America for school bus. So
exactly. So it is no new bus. Them are no new bus. Them are all bus.
They are not saying that they are new. They never said that they are new, you know. They never told us that they are new. We know that they are used bus. We drive a whole heap of used car at Jamaica. My only concern is that them car one come to Portland when I have no AC night. And you know Jamaica can get hot and then rain fall. The bus they need air condition. So the new JUTC bus, them have air conditioning in them. And one of the things that happened is that this government defunded the JUTC and allowed the JUTC to run down Because when they came in power in 2016, we had over 450 JUTC bus coming out every day. And what they did, they allowed the JUTC to mash up. Till now, we only have about 230 JUTC bus. Then them come by all bus give away. That's some of the funny thing.
You see me, yo, I'm mad mixed up, man. Look, listen, man. All you think carry old bus. Let me see. A whole mix of carry upon Jamaica, the garbage where America them abandoned and Canada abandoned. And them carry come to Jamaica to come to up Jamaican people and come up boats for you. They can do some boy. Have something nice, them carry come. None of them must have no year seen of them, you know.
None of them. That I realize.
None of them buses don't have nothing in AC inside of these buses.
Because the truth is, though, you know, they don't travel far, you know. Those buses just run around the school community.
The school buses, them don't travel far. It's just like, I'm living in Kanata right now, Ontario, in Ottawa. And these buses, in where I'm living, the school is like right next door me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And right around my neighborhood, the bus will drive around the neighborhood and come through my little area, which is where I'm living right now.
Yeah, man.
And pick up the youth from them doorway and bring them to school.
And
then go back and go park and wait until the afternoon, the evening again before then go out, go pick up the youth them again. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, man. Yeah, man.
So
we understand how them run.
These buses, a long time them are run. New bucks them. To bring them to another country, Mr. Bell, them just go by and just do some local reuse, set on the bus and kind of spray it back over, make it look like it's new. It's not new, all bus them.
All right, party. Enough respect.
Yeah, bus come to Jamaica, come give people money to buy good things, can come give the people them. We are serving in your community. When you say that you come a Canada, come a foreigner, come buy the old bus, the old dash away them, all broke bus, come
all right.
Jamaica, come give the people.
We'll take our next call. Here, big up yourself. Thanks for the call. 876-804-7072. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good afternoon, Colin.
Yes, man. Welcome to the show. How you do?
Man from Cayman.
Big up yourself, Cayman. Wagwan.
Yeah, I know. I listened to the Prime Minister the other day when he was preaching to the people and tell them, say, they must go in the community and speak the truth because the truth will set them free.
Mm-hmm.
After he said that, the Prime Minister said, he is the only Prime Minister that going into an election performance. So me I wonder. So in all Jamaica history, no other else Prime Minister not have no performance, never go in an election with performance. Just saying they're not telling a lie, you know.
So we want to ask him how PGA win 3 elections straight.
That's what me that got to. Him not build no school. He haven't built one school. And he was an education minister. So he might tell the people them not to tell no lie. And right after he said that, he tell the big lie.
No
again.
You see, this Prime Minister, this Prime Minister loves to claim a lot of firsts. But I can tell you one first that he has. He's the first Jamaican Prime Minister to be investigated for illicit enrichment. Thanks for the call, my brother.
Okay, Colin.
Big up yourself.
Thank you.
All right. One love. Hey, listeners and viewers, remember we're going to be back here tomorrow. We're going to be bringing on a guest tomorrow early. So please remember to join us right here on Portland Spice TV. If you have not yet subscribe to the channel. And we're inviting all of you to the Portland, to the Boston Jerk Festival, Sunday, July 13 at Boston Beach, Portland. Once again, Boston Jerk Festival, Sunday, July 13, Boston Jerk Festival. It's the traditional folk form edition. Again, the annual Boston Jerk Festival will be Sunday, July 13, the traditional folk form edition. Come and enjoy original Jamaica. One love, my people. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace, now and forevermore. Everybody in the chat room, big up on yourself. Thanks for the participation. Until we meet again tomorrow evening, right here, so same time. Don't miss it. Bless up on yourself. Pick.